you should be able to trust that your attorney is doing what's most protective for you, correct? So you should be able to trust that, but unfortunately, it's turned out that, my take on it is I think that the law schools are failing them. I think the law schools are not teaching them to do this.
Right, and so one of the presumptions you have from watching all these law shows, LA Law and everything else over the years on TV, is that your lawyer is your advocate and they're going to fight for your rights and they're going to go up in front of the judge and they're going to challenge the judge and they're going to stand up for you. Well, I've got news for you. They work with that judge every day. That judge has near absolute power to determine best interest. That judge can punish that attorney for years in every case that attorney brings before that judge. He is not about to annoy that judge for you, a single client that will be gone in a matter of months or a year. Right?
Yeah.
Just not going to happen. They're not going to do it. And they work with these other attorneys on a regular basis. They go to functions with these attorneys. They are in part of a very small community that they all know each other. They all interact with each other.
Now, with that said, though, recently we have started working with attorneys who are now willing to start saying those things, and they are running up against challenges, but they are sticking to their guns, the ones that we're working with so far. So it's been very, very interesting to watch this process, because they're now the ones that are nervous. It was parents that were nervous before. Now they're a little nervous because they're going in front of these judges. And I watched one of them tell the judge that appointing an amicus is a Fourth Amendment violation, and the judge sat there and made faces at him, and they stuck to it, but they were worried because they knew that they weren't going to walk out of there with a decision in their favor, but
the attorneys stuck to it, even though the judge looked at them like, what the hell do you think you are doing? What are you talking about? And these attorneys have long reputations and very, very good reputations. So if you find an attorney willing to do this for you, you need to make sure that you are recognizing that you are giving lots of compliments. Make sure that you are telling them that you appreciate these things. So please do not beat up on your attorney if they are willing to do this.
Yeah, they need to know that you as a client are willing to stand up for your rights. If you're not willing to do that, the attorneys certainly are not going to put their necks out for you.
And part of the reason that they are starting to fight right now are the motions that we just put up on our website, which is www.fixedfamilycourts.com/motions. Those gave them a way to fight for your rights. So part of the problem was that they didn't know how to fight. Again, the law schools didn't teach them how to fight for your rights, I guess. So our book deals with theories and concepts that explains how all of this works and what your rights are. That's a far cry from actually implementing this on a daily basis. And giving attorneys these tools that they can actually use so they can actually win, if not in the trial court, at least in the appellate court. What we've begun to do now is craft some specific tools for these attorneys. Craft specific arguments, put them into the proper motion format. That doesn't mean, however, that it's proper for your state. It just means that it's a motion for that. It's a motion form that the attorneys recognize that they could easily put into whatever is the proper legal form for your state. And that varies from state to state and from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. So if you look at these, they are not guaranteed to be in the proper form anywhere. We know that they would suffice in our county if we were filing in our case when we went through it, that they would work. So, but we're not attorneys with that specific knowledge. The arguments, the structure, the way that we lead people through all of this is what is giving attorneys greater and greater confidence that they can actually be successful with this. If they have clients that are willing to fight and willing to go to appeal, that it requires presenting at the trial court so that you can win on appeal. The attorney needs to know that you can tolerate that. There's a lot of stress involved with this, a lot of difficulty. It's difficult, especially if you are without your children. If you are already without your children, if you have already lost everything, then it's easier emotionally to fight because you've got nothing left to lose. That's the position that we were in at one point. We didn't stop or give up. We fought with everything we knew how until we prevailed. Yes, so don't think that, oh my gosh, that they've already made me just a visitor in their life, and that if that's the case, you cannot get them back. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video valuable, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and then go on to the next video about family court myths.